guys! Today we are attempting to build a Fall Guys survival level in 8 minutes. As you just saw, I picked the original theme for this level. I had this idea of all hexagons along with 2 solid platforms in my mind before going into this challenge. But that was about it. This was the first time making a survival level. It's so funny when people have a long fall on Fall Guys levels, especially on a survival level, so I made sure to raise the single start point. If the challenge has failed, my excuse is going to be bad depth perception. At this point, about 2 minutes have gone by and the level is pretty bare still. Looking at this footage, there was definitely a lot of overthinking, which is not good in a challenge where every second counts. I guess I'm so used to trying to make a good looking level that I was not very speedy. I should have just made a big rectangle and moved on. I also could not find where the hexatiles were at first. Eventually I do find them and I go all in on changing the colors and the settings. I'm not going to track how much time I spent on the hexatiles alone, but I'm pretty sure it was at least 3 minutes of the 8 minutes. Out of all the levels I've built over the past year, only one level has had hexatiles until now. So I admit I got distracted by all the options. Just 2 different color hexatiles would have done the trick for this level, but no, I had to go through all the colors. I also shouldn't have gone through the hexagon options so many times. You'll see that in a bit. And I shouldn't have spent time rotating some of the hexatiles. Time was definitely being wasted. You've probably noticed that I haven't tested this level yet either, and there's less than 6 minutes left. Another good option would have been to change these settings on one cluster of hexagons and then just copy them and change their color. If I do another time challenge video, I'm going to try to have the timer closer to my computer. For this challenge, my phone was on a table next to me, and it probably would have helped to have it right where I could see it. I think I only checked my phone's timer twice the whole time I was building this level, if I'm being honest. I think the first time was about here with less than 5 minutes to go. And the second time I checked, I discovered that I had just a minute left, which really surprised me. I've actually done less than 5 Fall Guys challenge videos on this channel. But you know the saying that practice makes perfect. I totally want to do more Fall Guys challenges in the future. The fact that the footage you're watching has double speed and past Mel is still messing with hexatiles is amazingly awful. If I could go back in time and make her work on the rest of the level, I 100% would. So by the time I was done with the hexagon tiles, I only had about 2 minutes left to add everything else. So the first thing I thought about after the hexatiles was a cannon. Unfortunately, I put the main part of the level too high up, so the cannon had to be aiming up. In my mind, I imagined the cannon shooting down. I didn't want the cannon to be too overpowered either. At first, I was going to leave the cannon settings on the banana option, but the main part of the level is so tiny. One banana would probably take out the whole lobby, and watermelon wasn't an option either. This would have been another perfect time to test out the level. Well, the cannon is at the best angle that it can possibly be at. This level cost me only 226 points of the level's budget by the end of it. Then I went to add a treadmill because, in my opinion, some of the best survival levels in Fall Guys right now have multiple levels to them. But you also don't want people who get to the upper level to have a super mega easy win. From a player's point of view, I actually love super duper easy wins, but I don't from a level maker's point of view. That's why I decided to make the upper floor into a slime floor. And now I have less than 2 minutes to go. Even though I tried to even out the level's fairness, I have to reward skill and risk at the same time. So I also added a blast ball spawner. I was barely able to change the amount of blast balls to 3 before the timer went up. Oh, and I probably should have mentioned this before, but naming the level, changing the level's music, and anything like that does not count on the timer. I just want to make that clear as well. Now, those of you who have built survival levels before probably noticed something early on in the video. It's the one thing that made me fail this challenge. Did you guess it? Well, the problem was that I didn't know that survival levels have start points when you build them, so I ended up accidentally making a two-person level. I really did think that the start points worked like they do when you build race maps in Fall Guys, where it holds multiple beams. That wouldn't be a big tragedy. I mean, a 1v1 level isn't a bad thing, but it is when one of the two people ends up in the slime before the countdown even ends. It's a shame too, because I really think this level had potential. I didn't see the start point in the slime, but I must have copied it instead of moving it at the start of the challenge. That's why I hope to get 10 likes on this video, because if we do, I'll do a sequel video where I make a survival level in 6 minutes. Now that I've learned from my mistakes and mostly know what I'm doing, I'm going to be faster than Sonic in making a fun and working survival level, and one that takes more budget than this level. You could either watch me get the level through testing and listen to some good Fall Guys music, or you can watch the last Fall Guys challenge video that was on the channel. And of course, I will still show the level code because it's tradition, but I'm self-reporting the level itself as trash.
You're trash, Brock.
At least an orange from the cannon almost got me once. Farewell and kisses! Click here for another Fall Guys challenge.